Stream Elements says, Dice Baggery is now live streaming art, the Vivid Veil session for Crytures TTRPG West Marches campaign.
Oh, wait a second. What is this? Hold up. What is this? This tablet on the screen, that's not supposed to be there. There we go. Hello there, everybody. This is Dice Bag, artist, game designer, world builder, and occasional VTuber. Man, what a week, right? What a week. A lot of things have been lost this week. We got them all down at the bottom.
Cat with a Mouse says, "Rip Ozzy."
Rip a lot of things. We lost, what is this, James Cathcart, who voiced a lot of the Pokemon anime characters. Professor Oak, James, I believe, Meowth. He's gone. VShojo, the VTuber company, closed down after it came out that they have been in hot water for a long time and not exactly treating the talents properly. So they're dead. Hulk Hogan kicked the bucket. Ozzy Osbourne kicked the bucket. Julian LaFay, who was one of the original creators of the Elder Scrolls, also kicked the bucket. He was working on another game, too, which is still going. And I want to play that one. It looks like it's going to be interesting. How's it going with you, Kat? It's been a week. And I, for one, am ready to just chill and draw. Now, unfortunately, Patron did not get any of the things I did last time lined up for me, but we got plenty of stuff that we could be doing instead. So we're going to be doing some class illustrations this time. This might not even take the entire time, so we might end up having to think of something else to do. Oh yeah, I also added a whole bunch of chat commands for Twitch. They're in the chat rules, if you want to take a look at them. You can earn dice and then redeem those to play with them. You just get those for watching the stream.
Cat with a Mouse says, "Better than earlier this afternoon. Had some episodes of muscle spasms."
Oh. Is that from that injury you had? I assume. It was kind of a rough week at work too.
Cat with a Mouse says, "Yep."
Yep. Alright. Hopefully that sorts itself out eventually. Alright, I'm putting my hair up because it's freaking hot in here. Not that you can see it. Now we got the trumpeter class here is the thing I'm working on. And I'm thinking we're gonna have to bring out Gumpillar for this one. Let's see. Let's bring up a reference here. I gotta remind myself of what they look like. Always want to remind yourself of what your things look like. Because it's real easy to forget details when you don't have a reference on hand. I still need to list out all the things you guys nabbed from the little ruins last night, and roll for what was in that chest you dragged out.
Cat with a Mouse says, "Yesterday's session was so much fun. Glad I chose Carrot to offset Trent's smooth brain."
Yeah. Who knows what Ed would have gotten up to with him. Had some nice creative uses of Global in there. Global is one of them that you can do a lot of stuff with just because of his shapeshift ability. That's one of the points of these creature features that I give all of them, so they have some kind of utility outside of combat. So it's like everybody has an HM. So let's get a smaller eraser. Alright, this guy's gonna be like tooting his horn off in this direction, right? That's gonna be like the main thrust of the drawing. I might need to make this guy a little bigger. Give him bulging cheeks because he's tooting. We're also gonna have to figure out what all those scrolls and stuff were all about. I got some ideas on what kind of things you could find for those, but I haven't like
Cat
made
with
an
the mouse
actual
says,
write-up of
If
them.
Ed joined Trent, I imagine a potential TPK. Two smooth brains can't make a plan.
I don't know, Trent knew when to bolt. Trent at least has some survival instincts. That's better shape. Alright. There's the head. Actually, that's not even what his head is shaped like. He's got like a cheek. No wonder he looks weird. Alright. That's more like it.
Popforia says, what are we drawing?
What are we drawing? I'm drawing one of my monsters from my tabletop RPG that I'm working on. It's basically Pokemon crossed with D&D. We're doing some illustration for one of the creature classes.
Cat with a mouse says, offered the report making to Trent. Not sure what Dale will come up with.
Yeah, I don't know. Dale hasn't made a report yet either. I'm sure Ruffian Trent will have plenty of personality in his report. Let's see. This guy should be not quite leaning so much. In fact, we should probably make him even bigger on the page. Let's go with that for now. Something like so.
Popforia says, I'm working on wall art for a salon currently. I like your creature. Stream Elements says, good evening, mortal humans. Be sure to say hello and follow to become a Dieceable.
Oh, thank you. Always nice to see other artists stopping in. Let's see. We want to not have such a separation with the head on this thing. And we gotta give him his little antennas. Probably not gonna see a
Cat
whole
with a mouse
lot
says,
of...
Gumpler's got the donut energy going strong.
I might not see a whole lot of this going on, given that he's gonna be doing his little trumpet blast out here. Gumpiller is definitely an eater, though. They eat and toot and eat. Gotta get them ready for their metamorphoses.
Popforia says, my graphics tablet crashed on me for the most part. It just wasn't working well, so I just bought an iPad last night and I'm learning Procreate.
Ah. I've never been an iPad kind of guy. Not a huge fan of Apple in general. I'm running Clip Studio Paint here. That's my jam. I was a Photoshop boy for a while until they went crazy and I found out that this is actually better for most things, except for text. CSP sucks for anything involving like formatting or text. Let's see, let's give this guy his segments in here.
Popforia says, me either, but my other friend really loved hers, so I figured I'd give it a try, and plus I can still use Clip Studio Paint on it.
Oh, can ya? Well, that's good. I've seen that there's some kind of, there's some build of Linux now that actually runs CSP, and I've been not too fond of the direction that Microsoft has been going with Windows over the past few versions, so that's something I might look into if I ever need to move on from the current Windows. Yeah. This guy's looking disproportionate. I feel like it's mostly in the upper body here, not just the head. But maybe also the head. Yeah, other than all just all the garbage that's been going on in general this week, it's also been hectic on a personal level. Yeah, I was talking about that stupid line that was hanging down in my yard for like over a week. That has finally been dealt with. I'm not sure
Popforia
what
says,
got it around.
why so?
Not sure what got around to it, because I contacted all those different places, the power company, my ISP,
Cat with a mouse says,
AT&T.
Gumpler's honoring the past with a somber crazy train.
All of those guys were like, oh, it's not ours, it's this other place's. Finally, I just said screw it, and I emailed the city. And I have not gotten a return email from the city, so I don't know if they actually got it or what, but somebody came out and put that line back up when I was asleep. So I don't know if somebody else reported it or if they just got my email and dealt with it without saying anything or what. But at least that's gone. And Thursday was a crazy day of work too. They had this one thing set up when I got in there that was no big deal. It was half done. The job was half done when I got in there from the shift before. So I just kind of had to run that out. And then there was like another job that I was going to do that was like high priority, and it would not have been a big deal, except I got the CNC program for it, and I got everything set up with the fixture and everything. Let's see. And first off, fixture was kind of giving me problems because it wasn't just like, oh, you put the fixture on there. No, the program has like the laser nozzle move at such an extreme angle that you actually have to put something underneath of it to lift it up so the nozzle doesn't run into the base of the thing. So I got that all set up, and I got offsets put in the program and everything. And I tried to do a test run to make sure everything was kosher. And like immediately, the thing just ran into the base. Just turned right into it and ran right into it, crashed the machine. And I was like, oh, what's the problem now? So I went through it line by line, trying to figure out where in the program it was doing something wrong, or if I had something wrong, or if my offsets were wrong, or something like that. Eventually, as I was going line by line through the program, I noticed that one of the coordinates was, instead of having a number with a decimal in it, the decimal was replaced with a minus sign. So somebody whoever programmed that thing and set it up that way, they made a typo and it crashed the freaking machine. So that was fun. But not only did it crash the machine one time, I was dealing with it, trying to like figure out what the rest of the problem was, because after I fixed the typo, it was still doing weird shit. Like it wasn't moving in the right spot on the thing, because we mark out on the parts where all the cuts are supposed to be going before we actually, do the cut itself. And it was just way off. And I was racking my brain trying to figure out, like, did I mess something up? Is there something else wrong with the program? And eventually, I'm just standing back looking at the machine with the big robotic arm. And it's supposed to be like just sitting there at a nice 90-degree angle, a neutral position. I'm looking at it and I'm like, that's not a freaking 90-degree angle. The thing was supposed to be like this, right? I got the nozzle here. This is where the laser beam comes out. Right? But it wasn't like that. It was like this. But the machine told me it was at a 90-degree angle. So it's calibrated way off because it crashed. So because of that, I just had to freaking shut that job down and wait for day shift to come in and fix it, because we don't have a freaking support staff or anything. We don't have any maintenance guys, and we don't really know how to fix every little problem on night shift. So that was nice. I don't know what they did with that, because I took Friday off. And they were gonna have us come in Friday, even though we actually didn't have much to do. So I don't know if the other guys actually convinced them to not bring them in or what, but that was my week. Fun. Always fun when one of the engineers doesn't do their job right. Well, at least we got to play some Crytures this week. That's the upside. Of course, that kind of had me stressed out too, trying to make sure everything was prepared, but whatever. It's my own project. Alright, this guy's finally coming together. You just give him some little fuzzy tufts here.
Cat with a mouse says. Kara redeemed herself after getting sapped, no pun intended, by her scepter.
Yeah, you guys were kind of on the ropes there for a second in that first little combat encounter. It was good to see you guys kind of pull out all the stops to get things back on track. You're starting to understand how to spend your resources. Global was a little reckless though. He didn't get as much glory. Let's see. Is that about right? I think that's about right. Let's give him a little... some of this here.
Cat with a mouse says, a perfect plan means nothing when you get blasted in the face. Mickey T. Son.
Mickey T. Son? Is that your OC? Mike Tyson is still with us, right? He hasn't died yet, has he? Gotta ask these things these days. All these old celebrities are dropping like flies.
Cat with a mouse says, don't want someone to jump out of my computer and bite my ears.
We lost Pee Wee Herman a while back too. That one sucked. I watched a lot of Pee Wee's Playhouse as a kid. Not because I'm that old, but because we had VHS tapes. Of Pee Wee's Playhouse. Quite an interesting show. Actually, part of the inspiration for the Tomeboys here having, you know, talking objects and everything. What do you mean? Were we inspired by Zombie? Honestly, it was more like Flory or something like that. Yeah, I could see that. I don't know. Maybe they're kind of like Zombie. Can you do the Mecca like a high, Mecca hiney ho?
I remember watching it on TV. I might be that old.
Damn, you might be older than me. It was a young kid's show, though.
Cat with a mouse says, not gonna dox, but I'm currently in my mid-30s.
Mid-30s? Was it actually still airing at that time? 'Cause I'm also mid-30s, however, I don't remember Pee Wee's Playhouse still airing. Maybe it was airing reruns or something, I don't know. Hard to remember that far back. The earliest show I remember watching probably like actually on TV, would be probably Pirates of Darkwater. Like, I remember watching that one quite vividly, and unfortunately, that one didn't last very long. I also found out recently that and SWAT Cats were gotten rid of to make way for freaking Captain Planet. Because of course we need freaking Captain Planet. Yeah. Possibly one of the worst superheroes. Yes, let's create a superhero to fight pollution and all these evil anti-environmentalists, but also he's going to be weak to pollution and anti-environmentalism. Good work, Gaia. Good job. Am I done with the sketch? What's going on here? This feels like it's taken less time than it should.
Kohate says. Selene.
Go ahead. Welcome. How's it going?
Cat with a Mouse says. According to Wikipedia, you can stream Pee-wee's Playhouse or find the episodes on YouTube.
I have seen Pee-wee's Playhouse fairly recently, actually. Because I went through some nostalgia for it and went looking for stuff on it. I've not seen many episodes on YouTube, though.
Kohate says. Dice is a primo Pee-wee enjoyer.
Pee-wee's Playhouse was fun, very strange. Very, gets the imagination going for a young lad. Oh wait, I already had this open. Oh well, it's open again now. Like I was saying before, was the inspiration for some of my props. Like the Tomeboys and Geronimo. It's one of the reasons I tried to make Geronimo an AI chatbot that I could talk to in real time, but
Still
that didn't work
impressed
out.
that one of the creative people behind the show was Rob Zombie.
Was it?
Incandescent Juntassel says. Best viewers on streambo.com.
Holy shit, we got best viewers already.
MHD.
Let's ban that guy. Oh, you're telling me Rob Zombie worked on Pee-wee's Playhouse? That's crazy.
Cat with a Mouse says. You know you're cool when you get bots. Other channels say so.
Sure. They look at me and they're like, damn, that guy would definitely fall for a scam. Perhaps I am attributing too much intellect to the bots, however.
Kohate says. That's always how I feel. and then I get offended and indignant towards the botters.
Total
Kohate
botter
says,
death.
But at the end of the day, the scammer has to eat too. Ha.
He should get a job.
Cat with a mouse
Screw
says,
scammers.
praise Wikipedia for info. Says Rob Zombie was a production assistant.
Interesting. Wait a second, hold up. Have I been using the wrong
Kohate
color?
says,
I have been using the wrong color.
He has won at scamming.
Scamming ain't a job. Streaming is a real job. People be slaving away at the gaming console. For 3 hours a day, 4 days a week.
Kohate says, scamming might be Mother Nature's wealth redistribution.
No, I have zero sympathy for scammers. I think we should bomb their houses. Just take them right out. No trial, no nothing. Don't even know their
Kohate
names.
says, same, but it did take me a long time to gain sympathy for the scammed.
You know, some people are just, they are too trusting. But that doesn't excuse people from exploiting them. There are some times where it's like, dude, you fell for that?
Kohate says, Selene.
That's especially true of a lot of the account hacks that happen on Twitter. People be coming out with their secondary accounts about being hacked and then telling us how the hack happened, and it's like, wow.
Kohate says, what
you
are all these black ribbon picture frames?
You kept going after through all that, and you gave him what he asked for. The picture frames represent things that we have lost this week. We've got, starting from left to right, we've got James Cathcart, who is the voice of several Pokemon anime characters like Professor Oak and James and Meowth. Then we've got the CEO of VShojo, who is unfortunately still around, but VShojo sure as hell is not. They, as a company, are no longer with us, which is a whole story that we could talk about actually on the stream. And of course, Hulk Hogan died. Ozzy Osbourne died. Julian LeFay died. He was one of the creators of the Elder Scrolls. Worked on like the first 2 games. Was working on another game, which I should also talk about during the stream because it looks fun. Or it sounds fun. They don't have a lot of gameplay to show off yet.
Hopefully the pretty VTubers continue to exist and be praised. Kohate says, You're telling me the world just lost the biggest Hulkomaniac?
Yes, the world lost the Hulkamaniac. And that's kind of how we got on the topic of Pee-wee's Playhouse, because Pee-wee Herman died a while back as well. And out of all of them, that's probably the one that had the biggest impact on me. And the VTubers, they're gonna be okay. One of the redeeming qualities of VShojo was that they actually didn't keep the rights for their VTuber characters. The talents actually got to keep all their IPs. That was part of their whole gimmick.
Kohate says, kinda surprised Ozzy was alive. Is that too mean? Stream Elements says,
No, I understand that.
good evening.
Ozzy's been around
Mortal
for a
humans,
while,
be
and
sure to say hello and follow to become a Diesible.
probably not in the greatest of health for most of his life. A VShojo was a whole saga, man. Like, I think it was Monday that their biggest talent came out, Iron Mouse. She posted a video on her YouTube channel saying that she's leaving because not only have they not been paying her for royalties for her merch and stuff like that, they also haven't given the money she raised for charity to the charity. She raised like $500,000 for the Immunodeficiency
says,
Foundation.
Bibno just released a song with Iron Mouse, and that was my biggest exposure to VTubers, TM, ever.
I have no idea what that is. So yeah, VShojo basically just pocketed a bunch of charity money. And that just came out this week. And like, immediately afterward, like, all the other talents removed the VShojo tag in their Twitter handles. And soon it came out that they were all quitting too because of this. And a lot of them started talking about what was going on. And apparently a lot of them
so they
had not
pocketed
been
the money,
paid.
didn't pay the talent, and didn't donate to the charity. Kohate
Yeah.
says, very cool, thanks Obama.
Yeah, it was a shit show. And some of the previous talents that had left before were also talking about it, and they're like talking about the predatory contracts that they were trying to get them to sign, and like trying to shame them for getting a lawyer to look over the contracts. So they've basically come out and admitted that they've got like no money, they're pretty much broke. And they also, the CEO released a statement and he basically admitted to a crime. He basically admitted to charity fraud. So, they're done. Now all the VShojo VTubers are indies. If they haven't left already. Not a big deal for me. I only watched like one of them.
Kohate
I like
says,
myself some Hinya.
Wait, so where did it go then? Did they say, just to management salary?
Yeah,
And
that
the
seems
mouse
to be the
says,
thing.
If I admit to one crime, then I might get away with the SE other crimes.
Yeah, the way it's set up is that for most VTuber companies, the VTubers themselves are independent contractors. So when it comes to paying people, by law, they have to pay like their staff first. So the VTubers themselves were kind of low on the totem pole as far as who gets paid. So since they were way in the hole with trying to repay a bunch of loans that they didn't have money for, the VTubers were just not getting payments for like their merch sales and stuff like that. And apparently this has been going on since like at least last September. I think Kason said that. Like she had a stream about this where she brought the CEO of the Japanese branch on to try to see what the hell was going on. And like he told her that the Japanese branch was doing all right, and she's like, well, then where's my money? Like, you haven't paid me since last September. Apparently the Japanese branch and the English branch were both on the same bank account, and all the funds were just going into one place, and he didn't really know what they were doing with it in the main branch. And you know, Kason just quit on stream. Pretty crazy. I haven't seen something like that in the VTubing space to that degree. Only thing that really comes close is Niji Sanji, but they're still around somehow. Probably because they actually keep their talents paid. As far as I know. I don't know, maybe some other shit will come out about them later on. It seems like most of their issues stem from a bunch of mean girl activity among the talents.
Cat with a mouse says, that's why businesses should never have a joint account. Always spread the money out to prevent theft. Kohate says, what do these companies actually do for their talents?
They basically manage events, they do promotions.
Kohate says, outside of pay them a fraction of the income that they make.
They'll help with like production for music production and stuff like that. They organize live events. They're basically a talent agency. And I think they hire the managers too. Not sure. Not entirely sure of how it all works out, as I have not been in a corporation, and I probably never will be. Not just because I'm a small fry with no viewers, but because I've seen enough. Even though I did audition for Hololive at the very beginning,
Kohate says,
now I'm like, nah, no thanks.
I feel like 95% of all these big VTubers would be better off if they hired a team to do that for them, instead of joining someone else's. Cat with a mouse says, and like other agencies, they gyp the talent.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're not wrong, Kohet. One of the former talents, Yanners, who left, I think years ago actually. One of the things she said was like, when she left VShojo, she made way more money. Just like in the first month of being indie. So yeah, once you have a following, you really don't need the agencies that much. But the main allure, I think, of joining the agency is like getting the promotion and getting your foot in the door and all that. Because building up from zero just as a nobody, it's kind of daunting sometimes. I say as somebody who's
Kohei
been doing
says,
this for a while
Oh.
and is still a nobody. That said, a lot of the talents that VShojo hired were already pretty big, so not exactly sure what the incentive there was. I guess their whole thing with like keeping your IP was just like, okay, why not? It's like they're really not losing much out on giving VShojo a try until they got in there and found out how crazy they were.
Kohei says, TBF, you're far more of a somebody than almost everyone else that has tried to be a somebody on the internet.
I'll take your word for it, Kohet. So yeah, that's the most recent VTuber drama.
Cat with a Mouse says, it's like how Vidal built a Twitch community to train his Neurosama AI. Kohei says, the 80/20th rule is inescapable.
80/20 rule is inescapable? What's the 80/20 rule? I feel like I've heard that, but it's not coming to me.
Cat with a Mouse says, 80 to the business, 20 to the artist.
Okay. Yeah, I think one of the things that actually got them in trouble is that they weren't
Kohei says,
taking a cut.
it's the idea that 20% of an entity is responsible for 80% of its production.
Yeah, I think VShojo was actually not taking a cut of like the Twitch donations and subscription revenue also. So that was kind of a draw. They were basically just funded on merch sales. But they freaking blew it. They were spending their money on like weird advertisements in Japan that they probably did not need to use or do. And I've also heard a stat that they had like 500 staff or something like that, which is like, why do you have that many staff? There's not really a good reason to have that many staff. But like you said, 80/20 rule, yeah. Management gets ballooned by
Kohei says, yikes.
all the CEO's buddies and people he wants to hire. So yeah, major mismanagement by them.
Kohei says, at most you need like 2 people per talent.
As far as like full-time stuff, yeah. I can see like you're gonna need more for like setting up like live events and stuff like that. Because a lot of VTubers will do like actual stage performance. Especially corporate ones. I don't think VShojo was really that big into that kind of thing though. They were more about the streaming side of stuff rather than like the singing and the dancing and all that. You know what? I think we need a little more of a waviness.
Kohei says, I'm kind of the opinion that if you need too many employees to do something, it should just not be done. Kohate says.
Yeah, that's probably
Hire me,
accurate.
big companies, I'll save you.
Big companies, cut your freaking staff. You don't need that much HR.
Blinded by their bold desire, mortals sought to harness fire, but fire burns.
Seems like a massive problem these days with bloat in organizations. Like anytime you hear about some company in financial trouble, they've always got like ridiculous amounts of management and stuff like that. They've got people checking emails for people that answer emails. Stupid shit like that. Here at Dicebag Games, we only have
says,
one employee.
I agree,
And his name
but
is
I wonder
Patron.
how much of the bloat is a band-aid on unemployment. Kohate says, like if you just ran things properly, the economy would just collapse.
I don't know about that. I think we'd see a lot more single income households.
Cat with a mouse says, and Patron gets the good cheese. The busy mouse.
Patron is a hamster or something. No, he's a guinea pig. He's a guinea pig. He's a guinea pig that draws a mouse. I don't know about Patron's lore, or if he even has lore, honestly.
Kohate says, Patron is the employee of the month every month.
See, that's the benefit of having few employees. They all get to be employee of the month. Let's see, now we get to add in swishy backgrounds here. What color should we have this? This is an air class, so maybe we should go with blue. Blue, yellow, and pink, that's like primary colors, basically. That should be a workable color scheme, right?
Cat with a mouse says, light blues or dawn reds.
Something like so. That should work. On the upside, in the VTubing sphere, indies are really starting to take off, though. Ever since, like, a bunch of the Niji Sanji and Hololivers have gone indie. Not that long ago, a couple of the ex-Hololive talents, Nemi and Doobie, who used to be Fauna and Amelia in Hololive, they actually went out and put on a whole concert themselves with a couple other smaller indie VTubers. So you can clearly do stuff as an indie if you got the resources. And now they've got Guro with them in the form of Saba. And they've been collabing on and off, which is nice to see. Those three really seem like they were being held back by the corporate structure, especially the freaking Japanese systems. Not exactly the best for more creative types. The Japanese have really stupid laws in terms of copyright and stuff, so like all the agencies have to like get permission from the developers for the talents to stream a game and shit like that. And like the first thing a lot of them did when they went indie was start streaming games that they weren't allowed to play as a Hololiver. Times are a-changin', boys. Hopefully it's for the better. But we are definitely living in interesting times in general. Oh, what am I looking for? There it is. Ooh. Alright, we can beef up the highlights, I think. That looks better. Let's try a different blend layer on the yellow parts. Something like that, lighten. Yeah. Kind of get this away from touching the border here. I think we might be good on this one. Let's save this guy and put him in all the different formats. Oh wait. Spell the file name right, dice bag. Alright. How's it looking, guys? What do you guys think of this one? I think it turned out okay. Was a little... Took some doing to get the proportions and the composition right, though. I think it's workable. Definitely not the worst one I've done.
Cat with a mouse says. Buggy air horn? Check.
Alright, let's get this thing cropped properly. Alright, where is the thing saved at?
Cat with a mouse says. NG Zippy Boy.
Engie Zippy Boy, yeah. This one took a lot of fixing to get that one to look right. I think even after I did what I did on stream, I like took a third pass at it to get all the proportions correct. Alright,
Cat with
here
a
we
mouse
are.
says. Especially those eyebrows.
Alright, everything's lined up. And save the transparent one. Oh wait. I think we gotta rasterize this thing first. Here we go. That should work. Yeah. Alright. Now we move on to the next one. I kinda have no idea what to do with this one. This is gonna be the Quake class. We're gonna have to take a peek at the website to figure out exactly which creatures use this one.
Kohate says. Never heard someone so upset by the concept of rasterization LOL. Link says. I've received 100 messages today with Restream chat.
Let's see. We got the Petrock family, the Glarva family, the Rockwad family, and the Tordnitz family. I don't think I've used Glarvas for anything. So maybe we'll try that. That's gonna be kind of a weird composition. We could try a couple different things here. We could either do like a top-down one where he's like cracking the ground.
Cat with a mouse says, how can a cute candle in a bug be underquake?
Or we could do one like so where
Stream
he's like
Elements
flopping
says,
onto it from the
"Good
side,
evening,
and then we have like
mortal humans, be sure to say hello and follow to become a
serious
dinosaur."
foreshortening going on here. I feel like this is the way to go. I'm not sure if my skills will hold up with
Cat
it
with
though.
a mouse says, probably the foreshortening is the best.
Yeah, the question is, can I foreshorten well enough? Let's get the Google page for Glarva up here so I can actually see him. Okay. I see you, buddy. Luckily, he's a pretty simple creature. Simpler than Gumpillar. Make sure his face is kind of looking closer, more towards the camera, kind of.
Cat with a mouse says, did he just inch along or does he roll up like Sonic?
He kind of inches along. Now let's leave that out.
Dark and grim they tread, conjurers bold with their robes of red, to track the spiders swift and sly, yet danger watched with a hidden eye. Oh, woe betide the haunted,
And he's gonna be like slamming down, so we'll have some motion lines on him.
the conjurers weave their magic fair, but peril lies in the forest snare. A pack of caterpillars, fierce and green, burst through the brush with a savage gleam.
You know, we've been talking about a lot of bad things today, but let's talk about something more fun. One of these guys who passed away this week was one of the Elder Scrolls creators, and the way I found out that he was in bad shape was because he was working on a game that I'm following called The Wayward Realms. And it's basically like a spiritual successor to, what is it? Daggerfall? The second Elder Scrolls game, the one that's got like the massive map. And they got some cool stuff they're trying to implement. Because their whole thing is like, everybody's being like, oh, open world sandbox games suck. Oh, there's nothing in them. Oh, and they're like, well, we like sandboxes. So, like, their whole thing is they're like going in the opposite direction from how a lot of these games are going. And they're like doubling down on the sandbox thing and trying to make it more interesting. And like one of the things they're trying to do is create what they call a virtual dungeon master, which is kind of like a little system that's kind of integrated with an AI that will basically throw new things at you each time you have a different playthrough. And some of the things they're talking about with it sound pretty interesting. Like, they've got it set so, like, when they're writing quests for this game, the way they describe it is that, like, they don't write out specific things. What they'll do is they'll basically create a template.
Cat with the
And then
mouse
the virtual dungeon master.
So an AI roguelike system.
Kinda. The AI dungeon master, or the virtual dungeon master, because AI is only part of it, a lot of it's traditional coding. It basically looks for things in the world that it can slot into the different parts of the template. And then the AI does a lot of work as far as like translating the game code into stuff that's easier to understand and work with, or rather vice versa, I think. Like the AI, the game will just like give like a actual verbal description of a thing, and then it sends it to the AI, and the AI reads it and like kind of translates it into the game code and mechanics. And then it has like a procedural system that it goes through to slot in different elements of the game. So it might not have like a specific predefined villain for a quest, and it'll just kind of pick out a certain person that you've dealt with or interacted with or has some kind of proximity to the quest itself, and it'll slot them in as one of the antagonists and stuff like that. And you can basically just do that with all types of things. You can do it for like the rewards, the goals. You can set up different goals in the thing that it can just kind of procedurally generate, and it'll just make up these challenges on the fly. So it sounds like it's going to be pretty nice. But one of the things they're doing is they're doing a lot of text-based stuff. Like, for that amount of content, you can't really fully voice everything. And having an AI, like, voice it all, obviously, would be really taxing on the on your GPU. So they're trying to bring back some of the more old school features that you might see. And they do like a whole podcast like every month talking about the game. So it's nice to hear that stuff like straight from the game devs about how they're going about it. And they're working on a early access build for their... What is it? What's that website called? Not Patreon. Kickstarter? Yeah, they got like a crowdfunding campaign they ran, which I, of course, backed. And so those people are going to get early access builds, and they're trying to get stuff out the door for that. They said one of the things they're going to have for the early access is a fishing minigame. Of course. Some of the things they talk about are stuff that, like, I've thought about as designing creatures too. Because a lot of the stuff I try to do with the systems and creatures is very procedural in nature. What with the random dungeon generation and stuff like that.
Kohate says, hiding a fishing minigame is actually a legal requirement.
So I've heard. I don't know why people like the fishing minigames so much, honestly. I think they're working on some kind of in-game trading card game as well.
Kohate says, the same reason people like fishing is my guess.
I guess, but I feel like a lot of the people who like fishing minigames don't actually like fishing itself. I think this is turning out alright, if I do say so myself. Perhaps I was too hard on my skills. Not that this is particularly anatomically intensive. Gotta start somewhere. Basic shapes, buddy. It's what I get for skipping out on all the still
Cat
lifes
with a mouse says,
and art
the
classes.
vibe is what matters here.
Also, I picked up a new game last night off of Steam. I was feeling the urge to try something new, so I went looking for like tactical games, as I often do. And there's one that I actually saw it on Twitter at some point. I think I bookmarked it, but then I saw it on Twitch, and I was like, oh, or not Twitch, Steam. Saw it on Steam while I was looking, and I'm like, oh, I remember that. That sounded like fun. But first, I tried this one game, Demio, which is supposed to be like, oh, an authentic tabletop experience. I did not care for it. It's like really heavy on the VR. You're supposed to like play it in VR, and you've got like an actual like table that you're at where you have like cards
Cohate
that
says,
represent your powers and
was it?
stuff.
Kohate says. Oh, sad.
Demio was just like too it wasn't chill enough is how I would describe it. So after I did a couple runs on that, I was like, I'm gonna refund this and try something else. So I did. I picked up another one. It's called let's see, what was it? Let me check my notes. Nightmare Frontier. And it's kind of like it seems like it's if you took now I can't think of the other game. Let me do a search real quick. Okay, that's not the game I was thinking of. What is it? What is it? What is it? Oh yeah, there it is. Hunt Showdown. It's kind of like that, but in the form of turn-based tactics. So it's like you send some dudes out into a city that's overrun with like demons and shit, and it's all like early 1900s cowboy shit.
I have a friend who loves Hunt.
Yeah, a lot of people do, but this one, it kind of, instead of like sending you into a place where you have like run around in first person shooter mode and shoot things, it's like you have like kind of the roguelike type of map where you have branching paths and stuff that you go along, and then you go through like tactical battles at different stages, and you pick up stuff, and it's kind of, it kind of works out like Darkest Dungeon in the format. So it's got like a long-term roster that you add to, and loot that you pick up. I haven't played it a whole lot yet, but it's been fun so far. Hopefully it keeps me entertained and keeps throwing new stuff at me. But it is still in early access. But so far the combat's pretty fun. They got a lot of little mechanics that they throw at you to spice things up, and you can abuse those to do some fun things. Like with they have like the basic melee attack is just you like go running around and punching the demons and shit. And like by default, the basic punch attack like knocks the thing back one space, and you like shift into the space it occupied along with it. And then, of course, if you smack it into other things, you deal extra damage. So
Cat with a mouse
you can get
says,
some fun.
I cast fist.
You can get some like fun combos knocking things off the obstacles in the map. Let's see, what is this thing called? Glarva? There it is. I gotta draw his core in too. I forgot about that.
Cat with a mouse says, he's such a happy boy. Hard to believe that he can throw this bad of a tantrum.
All creatures look nice and happy until you make them mad. Just like a cat, they're all furry and silly, and then they catch a small rodent or a bird, and they're like, "Rah!" Rip it in half. All right, now I think we're ready to actually color the thing. What else has been going on this week? Or even this month? I'm running out of shit to talk about.
Cat with a mouse says, the new Superman and Fantastic Four films are pretty big news.
I have not paid attention to any superhero movies in a while. Although the stuff I've been hearing on Twitter is very, like, hit or miss. Some people will be like, oh, it's pretty good. And other people are like, this is garbage. Hard to tell what the actual quality of the thing is from it. I would say I, like many others, am tired of Pedro Pascal already. He doesn't really look like Reed Richards, does he? Not sure why they picked him.
Cat with a Mouse says, Pedro looks more like a Doctor Doom.
Maybe. But then they're casting Robert Downey Jr. as Doctor Doom now. It's like, okay, MCU, we know you only have one star. Just because you killed off his character doesn't mean you need to recast him as everything else. This is where superhero stuff starts going off the rails, when they get into their alternate timelines and people from other dimensions and shit.
Cat with a Mouse says, maybe they're trying to go for the Avengers Axis storyline, where Doom was a hero and Iron Man was the villain.
Kinda doubt that. Doesn't seem like it would fit the continuity they've been going for. They have been really hyped up on the alternate timelines and shit. Probably because of Spider-Verse. Ooh, what are we gonna do with this? This guy is too white for the multiply layer.
Cat with a Mouse says, it then all depends on the writers and directors. They determine whether an actor's performance shines or fails.
Whoops, I should not have put this on that layer. Let's get that off. There we go. You know, going back to VTubers as a topic.
Cat with a Mouse says, is that patch on its side external or is it semi-transparent?
It's semi-transparent.
Says, sad red pill not settling well.
Hey, Flying Axe Blade, how's it going? Red pill? You mean this? I don't know. That's his core. He's based on an ant larva, which have like weird little black things in the middle where their guts are, and they're kind of clear. So that's why he's got the molten core there.
Stream Elements says, good evening, mortal humans. Be sure to say hello and follow to become a Diesible.
But again, in VTubering space, Face Connect seems like it's doing alright for a company. They haven't had like huge graduations or anything. They've been bringing on some indies with some of their recent gens, and I think they've got a full-blown new generation of like talents, like from their own IPs. New IPs, not the talents IPs that they're bringing in soon. We've been seeing a few indies here and there graduating, so looks like some of them might be joining up. Hopefully they can avoid the curse of all the garbage that's been happening to the other companies. Let's back this up away from the border here. All right. Let's throw some highlights on this. Probably want to go with yellow highlights because of the fire and whatnot. And also because he's already white. Yeah, we might not even need like anything there. Yeah, that's coming out all right. I haven't even thrown on shadows yet. I skipped right to highlights and skipped the shadows. Good job, Dice Bag. Good job. Alright, we're gonna need a little more darkness on this, I think. Just ain't showing up on the ground as well. There we go, looking a little more 3D there. Oh yeah. It's coming together. As with the last one. Probably stand to put some more highlights on the ground. There we go. And we can throw a pretty dark background on this, I think. Get something a little bluish purple and desaturated. And then we'll just make some vertical streaks. Give it a little bit of a gap between the body here so it stands out. And blurp, 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 blurp. Alright. Oh, wait. There's a little more over here. There we go. Now we just put a clipping mask on this and we can add some darker shades to it. Somebody's honking their horn outside. Y'all probably can't hear that. This darker layer could definitely be more saturated though. Maybe not quite as dark too. Yeah. Okay, we're leaving the clipping mask on. Let's darken up the top. Imply that he is in an environment with no light coming from above. Oh wait, I think there's some kind of festival going on at the fairground next to my house. Might be why I'm hearing like clown horn sounds and shit. One of the less cool things about the little part of town that I live is the being like right next to the fairgrounds. Whenever they have one of their things, just got a whole bunch of background noise going on outside my window. Usually don't notice it too much. But I'm definitely hearing shit now. You know what, maybe this entire background could use a tonal shift. Oh, come on. Do your stupid autosave shit. Come on. Alright, there we go. Let's put all that in the folder and let's put clipping mask over it. Change the hue. Make it a little more red. And that's too purpley. What if we made it really red? You know what? That might actually work better. I feel like these motion lines should be less curvy. Motion lines have always kind of thrown me for a loop. Like, I'm never exactly sure how they should be drawn. I'm just always kind of winging it. Maybe I should look up some motion line drawing tutorial at some point. Alright, we're gonna have to fix this up. I got gaps that shouldn't be there. Alright, that's a little better. Yeah, I think he's looking alright. I didn't turn out so bad, despite foreshortening.
Cat with a mouse says. Glerbot, I cast thud.
Thud indeed. Quite a thud. A thundering thud, one might say. Rippling throughout the earth. Alright, let's get this cropped and everything and get all the different versions made. And the transparent one. And we can just straight up reuse this little template. Like so. What's with this though? Okay, we gotta deal with that. Got some stray lines over here. We can't be having stray lines. Resave all this shit.
Cat with a mouse says, we want straight lines, no stray lines.
Straight lines, yes, except when we don't. We want straight lines, except when we want curved lines. Alright, get rid of that. Now let's bring up back the new ones. There we go. No straight lines on that one. Alright, right on the money. Okie dokie. Now what? That is the question. On some my title didn't update over on Twitter. It still says we're playing Crytures. That's an annoying thing. I updated my title and everything from yesterday, and it, for some reason, it just didn't update. So I had to do it a second time after I went live. And apparently it didn't take for
Cat with a mouse says,
for the Twitter
says that
stream.
here too.
Does it? Oh wait, here we go. That's annoying.
Cat with a mouse says, and on YouTube.
All right. And probably on Rumble as well. Hey, wait a second. Roosterfish? When did Roosterfish get in here? Rooster, did you just send that raid? I hope so, because I didn't see it. We need to update this, though. Let's see. How do I edit the stream? There we go. All the other places should be updated with their titles now that we're practically might be done with the stream. I don't know. Go ahead, are you still there? I don't know what else to draw, but I might be down for some repo if anybody else is. Haven't played that in a while. Ugh. Let's see, what else have we got?
Kohate says, yeah, I'm here, but I have to draw too.
Oh, shame. Let's see.
Kohate says, you may have to solo repo LOL.
Soloing repo ain't fun though, especially on stream. Well, not as fun. I think we might call it a night at this one. It's getting really hot in here for some reason.
Cat with a mouse says, time to engage the battle brothers.
I don't know, you guys want to see... What's that called? Nightmare Frontier? I could show you all that game.
Kohate says,
It's fun.
Selene.
You know what, let's try some Nightmare Frontier. Ugh.
Cat with a mouse says, give us some preview action.
Okay, hold up. I need to double check if everything's saved properly. Alright, I think we've got... Looks like everything's saved, alright. Close all that. Let's find that game and boot her up. Turn off that music. Oh wait, I have to change the game in OBS because obviously it's still on Battle Brothers. There we go.
Stream Elements says, good evening, mortal
I'm
humans.
gonna
Be
get
sure
down
to
here in
say
the corner.
hello and follow to become a Diesible.
Alright, hopefully that's a good position. Continue, yeah, we'll pick up where I left off. Alright, so... Oh great, I opened a tutorial. So I got all my boys here. You can bring 3 dudes with you on an expedition or whatever they call it, or a raid or whatever it is. They got a surprisingly good number of classes. I wasn't expecting this. Like we've got... Wait, what is this guy? Sharpshooter? What's this guy? Also a sharpshooter. What is this icon? Fear of fire? Fear of puppets. Okay. Yeah, the fears of each guy play into like the challenges as they ramp up. So if they're faced with certain enemies, that makes things more difficult. Let's see, we got the sharpshooter, we got gamblers, we got choppers, we got gunslingers, we got brawlers. That's all I've seen so far, but frankly, that's more classes than XCOM has. Let's see, do we want... I guess we can go to the industrial district. I haven't been there yet. So this is gonna be a new one. I just opened this one up. Okay, what's going on? Why aren't the controls working? Hold F to start extraction, it says. I am pushing F. Is the game bugged out already? What's going on?
Kohate says, damn, stream curse, boot game into a bug.
Right? Alright, let's go out, go back to the main menu. Early access game, everybody. Alright, we might have to reboot the entire thing. And hopefully it works the second time.
Cat with a mouse says, good luck to Yak.
Ah, there
the
we go.
music is making me nervous.
Alright. This time it works. Although I picked the easier one this time. Alright, so yeah, we got the typical roguelike map here when we start out an expedition into the city. And it'll tell you the rewards that you get on each thing. There's actually some things I haven't seen before. Let's see, I could probably use an extra shotgun. I only got one shotgun dude. But this way they've got the cavalry saber. You know what, I've got shotgun holster or two, which is kind of pointless without extra shotguns, so let me pick up the shotgun. So you go into these things and a lot of the time there's a tactical battle that you have to deal with. And the first thing you gotta do is position your dudes. We'll just put our guys right here. Now here's the fun thing. I've got this guy set up so I can basically take him out real easily. Although I really should have put some of my guys in different places, but it'll work out. So we can knock that guy around and bounce him off the thing. I'll have this guy move over here, and he'll knock him into the obstacles there. Now we have taken out the Wendigo, and we want to get this anomaly over here for some extra resources. Let's see, this guy is not in a position where he can actually do anything, unfortunately. And he's already used his move. This guy still has a move he could do, but I don't know if I want to get him closer to the enemy or let them come to me. Probably want to let them come to me. Ow! Yeah, we're gonna give the Wendigo some space. First off, though, this guy... How can you not shoot that thing if he can shoot you? That is the question. He's got a rifle, so he can do a lot of damage in one shot, but it's only got like one shot per fight. We're gonna have this dude run over here and whack him. Then he's got a pocket knife that he can whip out and take a quick stab for no extra action. Let's see. Oh, he's gonna have to move. Blast him with the shotgun. Ooh, what is this? Rare resource, a shiver spine. I haven't seen this before. Got ourselves some nice resources and a new shotgun. You've gained some rare monster parts. You can use them to upgrade weapons and items to higher levels after returning to the city map. Okay. Alright, these blue things with the handprints is where you can pick up new members of your team. Let's see. I go this way and the party gets +1 melee damage for several battles. We'll go here and then we'll rescue this dude. Our sharpshooter is kinda weak at the moment, So I'm thinking we should probably... this guy's pretty vulnerable, actually. You should probably focus on helping him out before we start going for big old combos. Oops, I deployed one of the wrong guys. Oh well. Let's see. I'll just move up and take a whack at this guy. We do have the bonus to our melee attacks now, though, so... Let's see. We can go over here and take a whack at this guy and finish him off. And after you finish a guy off, you actually get an extra action. So you can chain some things here. So we'll smack this guy. We'll have him just take his shot at the Wendigo over there. Move into a place where I don't think he can get hit. Actually, we got an extra rifle shot for this guy too. And a shotgun, but nothing's in range for the shotgun, so... Ow! Okay, I keep forgetting this guy has beans that he can feed people. There you go, buddy. Eat your beans. Eat your beans, whack the Wendigo. Oh, now this guy can't get anywhere. Oh, but this guy can move out of the way. Okay. Still has his move. We'll have our sharpshooter go up here and smack him into the barrels. There we go. Now we're getting a lot of rare resources. I haven't seen these before. Oh yeah, I should probably change my category on Twitch. Alright, take all that. Now we got an extra guy on our team. Let's see. +1 fighting scavenger. That might be useful. Party +1 HP. I don't think we really need much HP gain, but we could benefit from having 4 dudes in a battle. Ooh, survival backpack? I don't think I have one of those yet. Let's pick that up. Oh, once again we're face to face with the Wendigos. Alright, let's get Bro over here. I like this little animations they do when they're like engaged in melee. Alright, first things first. Smack the Wendigo. Finish him off. Let's see, we're gonna have to move this guy out of the way, because any place I'm gonna hit him from is gonna knock him into one of my guys from here. Alright, now he gets to use his extra action. Finish him off. So basically this whole game is based around comboing your guys' abilities in different ways and using the terrain to get as many bonuses as you can. Let's see. I think we're gonna let the other guy come to us. Oh, hello. Okay. Feed that boy some beans. And you can come over here and hopefully you'll be able to take a shot from there. Yeah. This guy, I don't know if he can... Nah, he doesn't seem to be able to have line of sight to that guy. Sometimes it's kind of hard to tell what you can see over and what you can't. I think if this guy moves here, he'll be safe. Oh, what the hell? He regained health. That's okay. We still got a full rifle shot from this guy. Take all that loot. Now we've got one place where we can just call it quits here and leave the mission, or we can just keep going and pick up more stuff, which is going to be higher rarity. Which I think is what we're going to do, because my guys are still pretty fresh. That means we get to go here, and this will reduce our accumulated nightmare whatever. Let's see, a 6-shooter is a reward over there, or we could get an extra fighting scavenger, but we don't have. But we will get one. What are our dudes looking like? Oh yeah, the gamblers can have like an extra item on them. Here, buddy, you use that. I don't think anybody can really use the shotgun, unfortunately. It looks like there's a limited amount of space we can carry. Let's go here and get an extra scavenger for our group. Or for battles, rather. And then we'll go in here and we'll pick up an extra scavenger. These freaking gun spiders are annoying. Dude, we can have 6 dudes in a battle now. Well, I think we're gonna have the sharpshooter over here so he can kind of run up and take a shot at the gun guys once we take out the Wendigos. I have the shotgun boy over here and then gambler over here. Alright. Bring him up here. Smack him into that cage. Let's see, we might as well take the stab with the pocket knife here. Then he can get his extra shot and take a pistol shot at the Wendigo. Some of these guys have like no movement. Alright, you know what? This is why we have guns, I guess. What's going on Discord? Alright. Let's see. This guy's got another action, so he can take a shot with his rifle. Nice. We might finish these guys off in one turn. Actually, this guy has an extra turn. He can use some baked beans on this boy and heal him. And then we got the rifle shot. Take that guy out. Alright. This is a pretty good run so far. If I go this way, I'll have to extract. I don't have a... Well, I guess I can choose not to. I guess that's an option, but... Let's go for this one. Donkey boots is the reward here. Alright, let's go. We don't have any other options to go. I don't know what donkey boots are, but I guess I'm gonna find out. And we can deploy on both sides here. And we can have all 5 of our guys in one fight. Let's see, can we hit him from there? Yeah, we can. This guy can come over here. Get the Nightmare Essence and smack him into that. Alright, you can come over here and take out these two in one hit. Knock them into each other. And then we shotgun this guy. Nice. Inventory is getting kind of full though. Let's see what these donkey boots are doing. Kick an enemy or an ally away. So it's just a straight push. I guess these guys are basically the same, so it doesn't matter which one I give it to. Alright. We're not returning yet. Alright, this one gives us a rarer one. This is a rifle holster for the reward, so we can maybe... Well, no, it's not a shotgun holster, dang it. Let's see, who do we want to put where? Probably want to put our sharpshooter out here. Yeah, let's deploy like that. Alright, you move over here and take that shot. This boy can smack these two into each other. Alright, now I got myself in a position where I'm not sure how I'm gonna do it. Alright, we can shotgun blast both of these guys. Of course, there's nothing else to use the extra action on. Oh, and this guy can't... Oh, you know what? We got the donkey boots. We can just go ahead and use it to push this guy into the little resource there and pick it up before it goes away. Alright, this guy... Guess we can hit that. Now let's throw some dynamite for good measure, because I haven't done that at all this time. Let's see, no viable targets. No targets. Alright, we gotta end the turn. Ow! Buddy, eat some baked beans. Bam!
Stream Elements says, "Good evening, mortal humans. Be sure to say hello and follow to become a Dykes."
Oh no! We've got no inventory space. I guess I'll take the holster and leave the essence. Alright. We got one more and then we can leave. And this will give us a new dude too. What is this? Oh, the puppets. Let's see. You know what? It probably doesn't matter too much where we put our guys. Oh, wait. Our bonus people ran out. We're only allowed to have like 2 guys in this one. A bunch of our bonuses have run out. This is going to be a little tougher. You know what? Take a shot at the one we go. And we'll punch this other one. Alright, we're not going to get the extra resources, but we don't have inventory space for them anyways. Okay. One of our abilities that we picked up was a nice little bonus. Alright, buddy, you go over here and smack that Wendigo right into those barrels. Hell yeah. I think it's time to leave since we got no inventory space left. And we picked up a lot of stuff that time. So, who wants the shotgun? Maybe this guy could use the shotgun. We could upgrade the shotgun holster as well to give him some extra health, since he really could use it. Alright, let's try going to the industrial district this time. This should be a little harder than the last one. Once I started figuring out the combos and stuff, it honestly was getting a little bit easy. Alright, let's try this. These guys are basically lined up for me right here. We can take a stab with the pocket knife to finish that guy off. Then smack him in there. Fortunately, we can't really get them with the shotgun from there. We can, however, blast them with some dynamite. Alright. We'll take all that. Note that nightmare pressure remains at the same level between tactical levels. You can reduce it by visiting special points of interest. I already knew that. Alright, let's pick up +2 speed for bonus. Horror immunity. Now we can save a survivor. Oh, finally, another gunslinger. Alright, let's move over here. Let's see. Finish that guy off. I can take a shot at one of these. Let's move out of the way so the Wendigo can't get to us as easily. Oh, that's nice. Oh, no! They got one of my guys. Alright. Get over there. Take him out. Take a shot at that guy. Let's see. Alright, I don't think that was the right move. Let's go over here. You know what? I'm just gonna shoot him with the rifle. And that's everybody's turn. Dang. One dude down. If I make it through the mission, he will revive. Alright, let's go to the pharmacy and get a little bonus health. Alright. Smack that guy around. You can also smack that guy, finish him off, get a bonus action, take out one of the puppets. And he's also got another bonus action, which you can just use his move and whack the Wendigo. Not gonna be able to finish it off. There we go. Took some damage though. Fright straps? Oh, that's a resource. Okay. Pocket pistol. Ooh, that might be useful. Let's see, who wants the pocket pistol? Alright, we'll go with that. Let's go here to reduce our little nightmare presence. Harpoon? Boomshine? What the hell is boomshine? Do I want boomshine? Is that worth the risk? I have no idea. Let's get it. We're gonna get us some boomshine, brothers. This might be a rough one to figure out. Let's try this arrangement here. I keep getting myself into a predicament where I set the guy up with the most options as the first one so he can't get the extra bonus actions. I might be able to make do with it though. Take a shot at that guy, then this guy can throw some dynamite. And he'll take one of them out, and that'll give him a bonus action. We can use that to shoot the puppet. Yeah, it still doesn't have an extra action. Alright. Oh no, don't go over there. Alright, time to break out the beans. Gotta remember that we do have healing in this game. Oh, we we got here? Oh, there's the boom shine. Throw a flask of burning liquid to create a fire hazard. Okay. What are we thinking of this game, chat? Have I convinced you yet? Does Nightmare Frontier look as good as I think it is? Let's see. Oh, we got a brawler we're saving this time. Okay, we definitely want the sharpshooter so he can take out one of the puppet things. Alright, this guy can get all over the place, so we're gonna have him take his turn first. He'll actually back off. Gonna be hard to actually find a good position here. We could go over here and punch the puppet, but that's not gonna do really enough damage. This guy, he can finish off the puppet. Then he can take a shot at something. And he only has line of shot to one, or line of sight to one thing, so shoot this guy. Then we can throw some dynamite. And that's all we have for the turn. Ow! Take the Wendigo out. And finish the puppet off. The team is looking a little rough this time around. We're probably going to have to extract earlier than the other one. We'll take this path here. Let's see. Let's put the... Ooh. All of my guys are kind of pretty weak, honestly. We're gonna have to play this out. put him over there. I think we can work with this. So this guy is gonna come up here. He'll take a shot at this thing with the pocket pistol, and then he'll get a... Oh, wait a second, that wasn't how I thought it would go. Alright, bro, you just hit that guy. Then you can take the wind to go out with a swipe. How far can you move, though? Let's see. Okay, you should be able to get a clear shot. Take the puppet out. And let's throw some dynamite at the gun spider. And, Guess we'll just pick up the nightmare essence over here. There's not much else we can do. I brought the wrong brawler with me. Okay, good. We can hit the guy from here. That means this guy can come over here and whack him. There we go. And we gotta make a decision. We're gonna swap out the pocket knife for a pocket pistol. Because we ain't got room for all of it. Then over here we can extract safely. Alright. Let's see, what have we got now? Pocket pistol is like definitely an upgrade from the pocket knife. I'm not finding a whole lot of good uses for shotguns, to be honest. Which kinda sucks. Let's see, we can put the backpack on this guy and he can get actually 2 things. We'll give him both the pocket items.
Stream Elements says, "Good evening, mortal humans. Be sure to say hello and follow to become a Dieceable."
I have not actually gotten a single hat for any of these guys. Also, I should upgrade the beans. Let's give the beans an upgrade. Right now, my main objective is collect cannibal foretooths from slain gnawers or wendigos. I think for now we're just gonna go down to the slums again and see what we can run through. Little lower difficulties here. Let's see. Hunting rifle scabbard. Let's go this way for the scabbard. All right. Probably should have deployed on the other side, but oh well. Alright, you go over here, finish off that Wendigo. We do need our Wendigos. Our Wendigo peeps. Let's see, can this guy actually shoot the thing from here? No, he cannot. Oh wait. No, he still can't. They can dynamite him though. Dynamite always feels a little bit, what do you call that? Underwhelming. It only deals 1 damage. Alright, bro, get over here. Shoot him with the pistol, then the pocket pistol. +1 melee weapon. We don't have too many melee weapons. I guess that's why we keep going back. Ooh, +1 range damage. We'll take that, then we can go over here and pick up another survivor. So far, one of the things that seems kind of like not that great is just that all the guys seem to be basically the same. There's not a whole lot of stats differences or anything that I can see. So it's kind of like picking up new guys doesn't mean a whole lot. Alright, we got these guys down, so we should be able to punch this one to death. We can shoot that guy. And this guy can blast him with a pistol. Oh wait, there's another one over there. I did not see him. Okay. I don't think I can get into a position where I can shoot him. Unfortunately. Nope. Nope. Alright. We'll take the hit then. Ow! You got both of us. That was a lot of damage. I hate these freaking puppet things that knock you around. Only I'm supposed to be able to knock you around. Gotta keep that in mind for later. Alright, I think we're gonna go to the pharmacy and get some extra health back. We'll need it after taking that much damage. I do like how a lot of this game is dependent on resource management. Alright, that should be a good setup here. Knock this guy over. Knock him. Shot. Throw some dynamite. And then this guy can probably get a final shot on him. Yeah. Yeah, I do feel like it would be better if each fight was a little more challenging, rather than just relying on like chipping you down throughout each thing. A 6-shooter? I don't think we really need 6 shooters. Go over here, get some speed. Lower the nightmare pressure. We'll pick up another guy over here. Alright. Get these two guys. I should probably stop deploying this guy so liberally, though. He's taking damage. He is burning now. Let's see. You can get over here and smack him. Stab him. Take a shot, finish that guy off. And we don't really have anyone else that we can hit, unfortunately. If we come over here, we can probably shoot the one dude. But we don't have anything else we can do from there. Can't shoot nobody. The guy can move though, so I guess we'll do that. We got more cannibal tooth. I want this range damage, but it doesn't really lead me to something that I want in terms of rewards. Oh well. Oh hello, look at these guys lined right up for me. Alright, let's go with that. One down. We can actually take a shot at the puppet here. That means this guy can then punch him into the puppet, kill the puppet, get an extra move. And he cannot shoot the Wendigo. He can, however, eat some beans. Let's see, this is our last guy. I think you can get a clear shot to the Wendigo. Hell yeah. Alright, you got plague immunity. Got our guys back up at full health. You know what? Somebody else could be carrying that bean. Them beans. Let's just put all the equipment on our guys, even if they're not going to use it. That way we have more inventory space to loot. The dudes are starting awfully far away this time. What's up with that? Let's get our ranged guys out here. You know what? I think we're gonna have this guy move over here. Collect the nightmare essence. Since he's got some ranged attacks, more than one in fact, have him take a couple shots. This guy can come over here. You know what? We're gonna bring this guy over first. And actually use the shotgun for once. And we will end with some dynamite. And this guy can just finish him off. Nice. I'm still not entirely sure what good Nightmare Essence does for us. I haven't really used it much. I don't really need it, but we can go to the vet shelter and have more options. Coach Axe Gun? Yeah, let's get the axe gun, whatever the hell that is, and we'll find out what it is, I guess. It sounds like fun. Cannot shoot the scooter yet. Alright, we'll have this guy go over here. And he can dynamite all three of those guys. Hell yeah. And finish that one off with the rifle. Unfortunately, I don't think anybody else can do the last bit. Shame. We took 1 damage, oh no. Alright, finish him off. Ooh. That looks nice. We have enough cannibal tools. Alright, let's see. Let's try out this new shotgun. See, what else have we got? Not much else. Don't have any other places for shotguns though. Alright. This one has a harpoon for a reward. Alright, let's go with that setup. And we no longer have the range damage bonus, unfortunately. Ooh, this shotgun has a much bigger area. Okay. Let's stab this guy. And this boy can come in here, finish him off. Oh, what is this? Can't even hit that thing from there? You can't see that? Come on, dude. Alright, so take out the spider. This guy will go over here. Rifle that guy. Dynamite those guys. And he cannot see either of them to shoot. Actually, you can come over here. And I think that's all we can do. Yeah, I knew that was coming. Alright, buddy, take the shotgun for that. And smack him in the face. Oh, the harpoon is a rifle. Okay. Interesting. And I should have used my freaking beans before I left that fight. Let's see, what does the harpoon do? Shoot in a straight line blocked by... Okay, it's like a line attack. Unfortunately, we are kind of tight on inventory space again. This guy can have a whole lot of pocket items, but we don't have room to put them anywhere. Okay. Oh no, that doesn't work for some reason. We cannot just put them in the other guy's inventory. That sucks. I wanted to switch some of this stuff up so I didn't have to keep using the guys that are low on health. But they're the ones with all the items. Alright. I guess that's just how it is. Great. We got a puppet over here. There's no way I'm gonna be able to get to it before it can drop in and smack my guys around. Let's get this guy in here. Gospel Joe? Alright, this guy's got fear of puppets, but we'll deal with it, I guess. Gospel Joe's got a saber and some dynamite. Alright then, let's have him take that. Then he can throw some dynamite over here. This guy can come around. And he can't get him with the shotgun, but he can at least blast one of these things to death. And I think that's all we can do. Now this guy can move, so let's move around so we're not all bunched up when the puppet comes. Ah! Hiccup's coming on. When the puppet comes around and starts knocking us around. Alright, Gospel Joe. This one might be a little tough. We can at least take the puppet out. The window. Ah! Oh, great.
Stream Elements says, "Good evening, mortal humans. Be sure to say hello and follow to become a Dieceable."
We can blast that guy. Ugh. How about over here? Can we hit him from here? Yeah, we can. Okay. Alright. Knock out the Wendigo there. Can we shoot anything from here? No, we can't. Let's get into a position where we can't be hit. We'll let them come to us. Ow. I really should have saved my rifle shot. Hopefully you can't get hit from there. One of these guys is going down. Alright. Ah, damn it. Oh, this is not good. Oh, that's right, we do get to deploy a new guy. Alright, Gospel Joe, your time has... Oh, are you freaking kidding me? Oh, this is getting bad. Yeah, this ain't good. Are you freaking kidding me? Damn it. We lost all the shit we got. Alright. Well, I think that's a good point to end the stream on. Hopefully I convince some people that this is a good game. And I was just complaining that the battles could be more challenging, I think. Well, guess what? When you have things drag on for too long, they end up getting that way, I suppose. Alright. Well, thanks for hanging out, everybody, and watching me play this game and do the art as usual. We'll see you guys next time. Next week, we'll probably be doing the same thing, so bye!